Hi guys, Dave Bender here from Contemporary Athlete. I wanted to take you through our four-part assessment process that we use here with all new incoming clients. There's a lot of great diagnostic tools out there, but we found that these four things, the standing long jump, the overhead squat assessment, the 2-minute plank, and the sitting rising test is a really great way for us to identify some strengths and weaknesses with pretty much everyone from general populace, just getting off the couch and starting to move, all the way up through our student athletes, collegiate athletes, and those that are really professional athletes or semi-professional looking to make the next step. And so they're super simple, and I'm just going to take you through those four things right now. So the sitting rising test is really straightforward. What we're going to ask you to do is to cross your legs, sit down to a cross-legged position, then return to standing from that cross-legged position. And every time that we have a contact point, whether or not we need to place our hands on our knees or move to the floor to help ourselves get up, we're going to lose half a point to a point. And ultimately, it just tells us sort of what your flexibility and mobility is like, and also just some baseline strength stuff. So, right, we're going to cross the legs. We're going to sit down to that seated position. Right, from here, ideally, we want to be able to stand straight back up. Right, so we're going to cross. We're going to stand back to that good standing neutral position. We have to, let's say we get down, right, and we have to kind of push off the floor. Every contact point, we're going to lose a point. And ultimately, this test really just lets you kind of know how you're moving. And for those of us that are kind of older in age, our biggest concern, especially being here in upstate New York and dealing with winter weather for 6 to 9 months, falling down and possibly not being able to get help and perishing due to exposure is a major concern. So for us, we just use that just to identify some good markers, whether you're moving well or you're strong enough, or ultimately things that you can do to really just help fix any issues that you have. The next assessment we are going to use is the overhead squat assessment. There's a few different ways to do that, but what we really like about it here at Contemporary Athlete is your ability to do it anywhere, outside of the gym, in your local Starbucks, on the side of the street, pretty much anywhere with anybody. And it's just going to give you a good idea of how they move. It's going to give you an idea of how well or poorly you move. And there's a few different variations on how you can do it. The one that we use sort of operates like this. So we want to move your feet to just outside of shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, a good hamstring stretch. So one, we're trying to find out what your flexibility, mobility is. Right? Can you get your hands to the floor? What does that look like? Then from there, keeping the weight in our heels, we want to get our hips as low as we can. This is a bit extreme, but if you can get here, that's great. Ideally, we just want to make sure that you can get your hips to parallel. Then from here, just a good extension to the overhead position with our hands. What's going to happen with our spine? Are we going to move into flexion? Is that good? Is that bad? Are we collapsed into it? So we're really just looking for a good straight line from wrist all the way to the hip. And then from here, we're just going to stand up. And we're also looking for, are your knees going to collapse? Is there valgus collapse, which means your butt's kind of not working? And we're going to take you through it a few times. One, it gets you over the initial hump of, am I comfortable? What's going on? And what does the learning curve look like? So again, good hamstring stretch, hips nice and low, hands extended up overhead. All right, stand all the way up. And that's our overhead squat assessment, and I've quite literally used it everywhere you can think of. We have two last assessments that we use. The 2-minute plank in the hardstyle position, so top of push-up position, is the one that we're going to use next. If you haven't seen our in-depth description of how we do the hardstyle plank here, you can subscribe below, and we would love that. Do the thing with the button. If not, you can find it in our YouTube channel at Contemporary Athlete. And so, just a quick cover. Right, we're going to go hands under shoulder width apart, feet together, glutes engaged, nice tight line. We're looking for a good straight line from the head all the way to the ankles. We just want to hold for 2 minutes. If we don't make it to 2 minutes, that's completely fine. If you make it to 2 minutes, that's also great. So it just gives us a good idea of what your baseline strength is. You know, do you have core support? Can you find those muscles and engage them once we explain what those are? And that's pretty much it. So good hardstyle plank. That's the third part of our assessment process, and we have one more thing after that. The last part of our 4-part assessment that we use here is the standing long jump. This is used optionally. Why we use it is it gives us a good idea of your ability to learn a movement pattern, possibly one that you haven't used before, but also lets us know what your strength looks like. So, good explosive strength, how far can you jump? For us, ideally, we are looking just for a good baseline of can you jump how tall you are. So, I'm roughly 5 foot 10 inches. Can I standing long jump 5 foot 10 inches? So we're going to lay it out, chalk it on the floor for you. All right, we're looking for a good athletic position, hands in line, right? So we're going to load through our feet, big explosive jump. The goal is to land nice and soft, so no stopping, knees unlocked, really recoiling from that explosive action, and standing up under control. So we're also looking at what your balance looks like as well. So, right, get a long jump, and stand all the way up. And we're going to do 3 to 5 attempts. Just to, one, get over the jitters of, hey, I'm in a new gym. I don't know these guys. Why are they putting me through this thing? And really lets you see progress just in those 3 to 5 jumps. And then we're going to go over what all of your testing stuff looks like, and then talk about kind of what your goals are for us. Or just give you some good ideas that you can take home with you and do at home. If you have any questions, you can reach us at Contemporary Athlete, Dave at Contemporary Athlete, or info at Contemporary Athlete, or do the thing with the button below to follow us for some great workouts, some more great advice, and a whole bunch of really fun videos. All right, thanks, bye.